Nose grind, pop out, ender. High five.
I really wish Chris would have taken stills. He actually took stills of me grinding that before, and I think it was that I wanted to 5-0 that thing, and I wasn't getting into that. So he kind of was like, F it, and took a break. But after a while, I got into the fucking nose grind pop out in like 5 tries. I think that was like the 5th try that day to do that one.
Nice. So welcome, Joe English, to About That Ender. So we just watched your part in a full length called Rare. So if you want to find it on YouTube, it's Rare Intro and Joe English. Pretty rad. All right, it's got a lot of cool tricks in there.
Toot toot.
Let's check out some tricks from your part here. So the first trick that I really like, just to dive in, is you got a line that's which I hardly ever see you do.
Got a line.
You actually have a line. Fakie flip, then fakie Smith 180. It's just like one of my. That's a good trick. Nose mani revert switch mani, right?
There it is. Fakie. Just learned that, not like
that day.
Probably, yeah.
So here it is. That fakie flip, and then boom, fakie Smith 180. Was there another trick after that? Because it looked like you kept pushing.
I think I probably tried to do like Chris, like the guy that was sitting down at the end, was like teaching me how to do like nollie big like Chris Markovich flips.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I think I was trying to do that because I've never really done that, and I don't think it worked out.
Didn't work out.
No,
so just cut it. That's cool though. That's like '90s edit. Like that's how they always did it in the '90s, where you just like do as many tricks as you can, and then just the filmer just cut it.
Like, yeah.
All right, he missed that trick, so we're just gonna
exactly.
Okay, so what's your favorite trick in this video?
Jeez, that's a tough one. I mean, it's probably definitely the nose grind pop out on that rail thing. Like people don't know that thing is not just like a flat rail. Just so folks know, that thing was not. It's like bent down on like a 45 or 30 or a 22.5, one of those. So for me, that was probably hard. But this thing here that you got on there, I'm actually doing. I did quite a bit of things. I think I lip slid like.
The long ledge that we're talking about.
That long ledge that killed me. That fucking broke my arm off for sure.
Oh man, how bad did you get hurt from that?
I ended up having to have my wrist set, I think.
Oh, you actually broke your wrist?
That was like right after we were doing chapter 2.
Oh, really?
And like,
oh, that's right. I remember that.
I broke my wrist, and I didn't get it set because at the time I didn't have healthcare. So what I was doing was duct taping my shit at work, and like, so I would duct tape the paintbrush and like fucking cut in my paint, or, you know, I learned how to like drill switch. Like if I was hanging drywall, that's what I was doing. You know, because of that. But I didn't have it set because I didn't want to have, like, my hand fucking, like, I didn't want my muscles to shrink up.
Yeah. So let's take a look at it. So it's super gnarly. Oh, boom. Super gnarly fall.
And that was...
And then you land it same day?
Yeah, that's all the same day. But there's also other stuff I did.
So you did, just so people who aren't actually watching it, you did lip slide 50, lip slide 50...
No, I did lip slide 50, like shove it out, I know, and I don't know where the fuck that clip went. And I asked him, where the fuck are these clips? Like, there's so many sick clips that I have, and either Jones or whoever at the time was filming ducks or some crazy stuff, that I missed a lot of those sick-ass moments that you'll never really get to see until I do them again.
Well, let's take a look at that, the nose grind. That is your ender. So first, before your ender, you do a long 50-50.
Yeah, the boys tried to get me to like shove it out of that thing, and the ground, like the sidewalk is fucking gnarly, and I'm a big dude, man. I'm 200 pounds. Like when I land in one of those fucking cracks, it's ridiculous. I mean, seriously, I get bucked. Like, I mean, we don't have any of that on there, but like when I land in one of those cracks, I'm like fucking tumbleweed. I fucking go, and it sucks because I got to go to work. I can't be breaking my hand, so I'm wearing a wrist guard because that's the first hand I take down.
I hear some excuses. It's street skating, dude. You gotta roll through those cracks.
You know what it is, man.
Okay, so what's your setup though? So because if you're not rolling over cracks, wouldn't you like throw on maybe some softer wheels or a bigger? What size do you ride?
What size wheels do I ride, or what size board do I ride?
It's the whole setup. Like, what's your setup?
So I started out when I came back from retirement. I was snowboarding, so that's what I did. That was my replacement for skateboarding. And so when I came back, I was on like an 8.5. Okay, and eventually the guys were like, "Dude, that thing is a boat. It's heavy. Like, convert down, like take down a little bit." So I went down to like 8.25, and then now currently I'm at an 8 again. And I like it. Like I'm like mocked now because everybody went back up to like 8.35 or whatever it is, right? Or even now I'm hearing like 9.5, and I'm like, fuck, dude, there's no way. I'm not gonna fucking play with that boat.
Yeah, but Chris Gwen rides a 9.1.
Yeah, and he's got smaller feet though. See, like I have big feet too. Like I wear size 12.
So you think you'd need a bigger board?
You would think, but for me, I don't. I grew up skating like a 7.5, so it's kind of tough. You know.
Well, okay, so I grew up skating a 7.75 as well.
And no, 7.5.
Oh, 7.5?
Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up skating 7.75.
Right.
And I have bigger feet as well. So I'm like at 11.
Right.
And I always felt a little uncomfortable on it. As soon as I switched to an 8.5, I felt like I was home. Like I felt like, oh, this is what I was supposed to be riding my entire life. Then I switched to like an 8.75.
Oh my God.
And I felt so comfortable.
Wow.
Like transition started working for me. Okay. I had more control in my flip tricks. I could feel all the part of the board. Like my whole foot could fit on the board.
Right.
Especially transition for me. Like when I first started working at Epic, I was skating a 7.75, and I couldn't skate the transition to save my life. Like I tried so hard, and like I could do like a couple of tricks here and there, but I just could not like roll into the transition. I just wasn't smooth on it. I was so squirrely. As soon as I switched to an 8.5, all of a sudden transition made sense to me. Right. I would roll up and I felt comfortable on it, and I could catch air. I figured out how to pop over the coping, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. I feel
more meat. I get it.
Yeah, comfortable enough that I don't think I'm gonna die when I roll back in.
Gotcha.
And then I started feeling really like now I'm pretty comfortable on transition. I'm not a good tranny skater at all, but I'm
modest. I love it.
But I'm comfortable at least. You know, I can do more than 2 tricks, so that's cool.
Seen some sick shit at Mather, man. So toot.
Well, especially the little tiny quarter pipe at Mather, like the barrier style quarter pipe. I love that thing because there's not a lot of fear for me of falling high 6 feet. You know what I mean? Because if you skate the bigger stuff, if you like lock up, you've got a good amount of.
Of course, you might as well just go jump down fucking San Juan.
Yeah, it's some of that training can get really brutal, but with those little guys, it's like falling off of a tall ledge.
Exactly.
Which I'm used to. So
yeah, but that thing is gnarb. You actually have to. So that's what I was telling a guy the other day at Mather. So when I like do a nose grind pop out on the ledges at Mather, I actually have to try harder. And so the same theory goes for that fucking crazy little thing. You have to actually like really try not to eat shit because we're taller dudes. Yeah. So you can just say fuck it and go to flat. Really? I mean, right? We could both probably jump from flat ground, ollie the top of it, and just say fuck it and skate like.
Oh, I have. I've done like no slide and then dropped in.
Dude, that's
like from flat, like that's just like rolled next to it, just like got like a little nose slide, and then just drop in fakie or switch or whatever. Yeah.
I got mad respect for that.
Yeah, they had a little best trick contest. I think like Skidmark had like a best trick contest at Mather for one of their issue releases.
Really?
And they did a little one on that. And I went buck, dude. I went up and I did crook shove into it. I know I surprised myself. I was like, what?
Dude, that's fucking tight, dude. I'd give you a fist smasher, but I know how that rolls.
Yeah. All right, so I have a question about your ender. Let's watch it real quick. It's nose grind, pop out. Now there's a toe touch there. So as a filmer, I would have told you to redo it. Did they say anything about that?
No, because at the time, Casey was so blown away that like I was the first guy that's ever done that at that particular location. And I think for my age, I don't think he really gave a shit. I think he was like, damn, Joe just fucking nose grind popped out on this thing. He came here, he's grinded the shit out of this. I've grinded that fucking thing. I don't know how many times I fucking 50-50 that. And we didn't film it without me doing that little weird thing like surfer move. And I think he was just stoked because that was like my 4th trip from SAC to AZ, which is a 14 fucking hour drive to go there, deliberately to fucking grind that fucking bitch. And so he was like, fuck it, dude, you did it. Like, and you're no spring chicken, so fuck it, dude, we're gonna use it.
Okay, so go back. You said that was like your 4th trip down there for that particular rail?
I had property there. So every time I had to go maintain one of my rentals, I would go and deliberately, like you see now it's in the daytime, I try to skate that thing so many times in the night. And as a more seasoned veteran skater, when you skate at the night, it's hard. I get like shadows, you know what I mean? If I don't have my shit lit up, I get shadows. So we tried it. And this was just a day I was just feeling it. Jones said, dude, I was grinding like, the fuck, I'm 6 foot. So I'm assuming a fucking span must be 5 foot. Wasn't quite arm to arm, but it was pretty big. And he said, Joe, I'll bet you any amount of money you could do that, bro. If you do that, we'll go buy some beer. So.
Did he buy you beer?
No, it's Jones is a good talker. Jones is a good talker. I love you, Jones. You know that, though.
That's fucked up. Let's watch it one more time, though. Okay, so.
And for the people that don't know, this run-up is shittier than fuck. Like, it's a shit-ass run-up to get up there. It's not like, I mean, you could ollie up the curb if you wanted to, but you're not going to jump on something taller than this. Dude, this thing is taller than this desk. I don't know how tall this fucker is. That thing was like this, and it's bent like this. So you folks can see, it's not a flat rail. It's fucking bent because if it was flat, you wouldn't get in there and grind it. So somebody took like a crowbar or like a jack.
So it's bent away from the wall,
bent like at a 45 or a 30.
Ooh, and it's a flat bar. It's like not round top, it's flat.
No, it's flat.
So
And my wheel's like over in there. Oof. I don't know how many dudes that have done that have like fucking nose grind popped out on fucking flat rails without doing the overcrook. See, I'm not doing an overcrook. I'm doing like a nose grind, or somebody mentioned it might be even a fucking frontside crook. I don't know what the fuck. It's like a nose grind or frontside crook. You know what I mean?
All right, so we're gonna go play by play here. We're gonna pause it. Okay.
See?
See, I don't know. That's kind of crook status. I'm just kidding. It is a little crook status, but it's a nose grind. How come you didn't roll away all the way down?
I didn't give a fuck, dog. I'm fucking stoked as fuck. I'm in my 30s and I just fucking nose grind popped out on something no one's done it yet. Dude, I'm elated. I've been out of skating for like 5 fucking years plus when I did that. I hadn't touched a skateboard in fucking years. Cold turkey. I'm out there. That's probably like maybe my 11th month skating again. I hadn't touched a skateboard in that long. 5 fucking years cold turkey. Raising my son. That's what I was doing. Raising my son. So the folks out there that don't know me, I'm raising my son. I'm still raising my son to this day as a real fucking man. So now you know. If you don't know it, now you got it.
Aren't we raising our sons like our entire lives?
No, man. There's so many fathers out there that ain't doing their job, dog. You know it.
No, I mean the guys who are raising their kids.
Well, I'm one of the dudes that came up and I stepped to the plate and I raised them. It is what it is, and you feel it now. And that's what I was doing. And so I took a break and I made this sacrifice. But after I didn't have to make that sacrifice no more, you better believe I was right where I needed to be. That's where I'm supposed to be skating, man. I'm not supposed to just be fixing your house. That's not what God put me here to do, just fix your house. And I know that. I went and I chanted with a monk, and he told me that, dude, that's not what you're supposed to do.
You chatted with a monk?
I chanted with a monk, bro.
Chanted or chatted?
Both. You have the conversation.
Okay, explain this to me. I want to hear this story. How did this come about?
Chris Osborne, okay, he's pretty well known. He's a very talented young man. He took me to this Azuzu Now thing in 2016, and it's like a big religious thing. Like every religion under the culture is under there, right? And I went, and there was a monk, and I went and I spoke with him, and I was battling that demon. Like, should I skate? Should I not skate? Should I work? Should I just be the family man? All those types of things, right, brother? You know how it is because we're in the same boat. So you know how it is. And he just said, man, as long as you can work, you can skate. If you doing what you got to do, then you better go out and skate because that's where you're trying to be. You're not trying to just work, right? I'm not just trying to serve everybody. And so, like, when I work, I'm serving everybody, right? Because it's not interesting to me. Fixing your house isn't interesting to me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you said it, and you've seen me on the job sites. That's not interesting to me. And what am I telling?
It's work.
What am I telling you?
It's work.
Yeah, but it's hard ass work. It make you super strong, as we both know, right?
But it's just a job. That's what it is. It's a means to an end to pay the bills. I mean.
Exactly. So this monk told me that if that doesn't inspire you, do what inspires you, Joe. Skateboarding inspires me. It's always inspired me. And the same thing goes with art. I've always drawn and stuff, and it wasn't until recently that I branched out into art. And I got my own deck through Obsolete. We might know that. We might not know that. But Obsolete gave me my own deck for art. I need to make sure that's clear because people are like, oh,
It's not a pro deck.
I didn't get a pro deck because, I got an art deck, like official art deck.
So you're the artist.
Correct.
Of the deck.
Correct.
Let's take a look at that actually. Let's see here. I think I got it pulled up on it's on your Instagram, right?
Correct.
Which deck?
It's a big owl.
Is it the owl?
It's that big psychedelic owl.
So we're gonna scroll through. If you want to follow him on Instagram, give us your Instagram name.
The Carpenter Joe. There's one of them. My buddy right there supported me, and he comped one of my decks. That's Mr. TJ right there. TJ is actually the guy that hooked me up with Dave from Obsolete. So I have to give him the homage he deserves because if it wasn't for TJ, that wouldn't be a reality. You know what I mean?
So how did that happen? Are you and TJ friends?
Of course.
And he just saw some of your artwork?
He saw some of my artwork, and so he put me in touch with the owner because he's good friends with him, Dave. Okay. And there's Casey, bought a deck. There's Dean. He's in the whole AZ crew from Rare. Okay, the one with the guns is Casey, but this one is Dean. Dean was actually the first one out of our crew to buy the deck or I should actually state that differently. Chris bought the deck before anybody out of our crew, and he's the guy sitting down at the ender, which shot photos of me 50-50 in that thing in HD. I've probably posted them on the gram a few times, but I don't fucking remember, But TJ put me in line with Dave, and I had only been painting, literally, I've never really painted. I'm black and pencil artist. I literally had been painting 5 months. 5 months, maybe. And I created that. And then Obsolete wanted to buy my deck, the original, but Dave decided he would make this an actual deck that everybody can enjoy. So shout out Dave, the owner of Obsolete, and shout out to my dude TJ for making that a reality. That's something that I wanted to be a part of.
So did he bought the original deck from you?
No, he paid me what I wanted for the original deck and then sent me several of these decks so I could ride them and hang one on my wall. And I didn't post that. I probably should. Gram it.
Yeah, dude, you should have brought me one. We could put it on the wall.
I figured you'd say that.
No, after you skate it.
Oh,
skate one.
Well, on Thursday, that's what we'll do.
Okay.
That's what we'll do on
skate
Thursday.
it, and then
I'll bring you one on Thursday.
Cool. I'm gonna hold it to you.
Then you better, because I'm gonna hold you that you're coming Thursday.
All right. Okay. I'll be there.
You heard it, folks.
You don't know what Thursday though.
We're gonna skate, and I'm making a fucking part called Last Call. Just like drinking the last call.
So it's gonna be your send off.
This
your
is
final
it. This is
salute.
This is like the send off. Goodbye, y'all. I love you. I love skating, but I mean, I cannot continue to train the way I am, and be the vegan I am, and maintain my family by being distracted with skating out in the streets for fucking 6, 7, 8 hours a day.
What do you mean be the vegan you are?
It's tough to be a vegan. It's extremely dedicated. I mean,
Are you tired a lot?
No, dude. If anything, I'm beyond tired, man. I'm the opposite of tired. I'm the opposite of tired from that now. I mean, Miles said it the best, and once he said that, I got it. Yeah, he's very tongue in cheek with it, but I know because it's like religion. When you talk about that stuff, it gets kind of crazy. So he's tongue in cheek, but when he said it, I got it.
Why did you go vegan?
To be lighter. I'm already I'm still 192
just to lose weight.
pounds. But more for the torture of these different creatures. Okay, so all these things that God created, we're out there, we don't know. You fucking stab them in the neck, they bleed out. There's another guy, you think it's humane, you're blowing bullets out in his head. Why don't we just blow bullets out of some other guy's head? Like a regular human, and be Jeffrey Dahmer if we're gonna blow the fucking shit out of some cow thinking that's stupid, or a pig. But in reality, the pig is actually more intelligent than the dog. And the dog is man's best friend, right? So that's the same kind of theory and process towards that.
Yeah, but the dog's covered with like super cute fur and stuff.
The pig can be super cool too, man.
No, pigs are awesome. Pigs
seriously,
are awesome.
My buddy owned a pig for a very long period of time. So, man, shout out to Ted for doing that.
Speaking of you being a vegan, I was looking up something earlier and I just wanted to show you. So for people who can't see, I just Googled bacon.
That's sick.
And this is what came up.
That's sick.
Bacon. Just Google bacon and go to images. Oh, it's amazing. I'm so.
I never really liked bacon that much. Even before I was
Transparent.
vegan,
Look at all the subtopics of
There's so much bacon out there.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. I mean, whether we're looking at bacon or, we were looking at us on their bacon. I mean, really, it's the same thing.
Well, that's a little different.
Nah,
People are a little different.
Nah, it's the same
because we have consciousness, whereas pigs are smart. I don't really know where I stand on the whole thing because when I see the videos on the way pigs are slaughtered and all that, I mean, obviously it hits my heartstrings. I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. Like, this is terrible.
Right.
But then I eat some bacon and I'm like, oh man, that's amazing.
So the animal that suffered for your taste buds, I get it. It's all good.
I'm a little torn because
it is what it is.
Pork.
I mean, you can't go anywhere good from there.
Well, especially pork because it happens to be my favorite. Like I love that. I like that meat more than I like anything else. And
it's also has it's like the fattest. It's got the most cholesterol. It will clog you up. I mean, it will give you the runs. Yeah. I mean, it will even do a bunch of other things. But I feel it because it's tasty. Because as savages, that's how we were supposed to if we went in starvation mode. Dude. And I know those things because, I mean, I studied nutrition at ARC till, like, the cows came home to the science process. But
we're animals, too.
Yeah, but remember, we don't have, like, fangs.
We have canines.
Barely. But that's not...
That's because of years of evolution of what we've been eating. But we are designed with canines. I mean, we're definitely designed to be omnivores.
Not necessarily. I mean, with all the plant-based things that we have today and all the education, we have iPhones that do this, and that. Don't you think
that doesn't mean that we weren't designed originally?
Originally, that's a key word. Like now we're in 2018. We should evolutionize and not do that.
Who are we to say? Like, who are we to like change our evolution? I mean, that's like just because we feel bad about some things.
That's consciousness, though. Remember that?
Yeah, but meat is so good. I can't get over that.
It'll never go anywhere, man. It's like talking about who's God and which one's God, and if this elephant is God or Buddha's God. We could go in circles with that. Maybe there is no God. We don't even know, right? So it's the same kind of theory. That's why when this subject comes up, what I've learned is you just gotta be at harmony with it.
All right, so let's, instead of talking about your opinion on veganism, let's talk about the hard facts. Let's talk about like your routine, like what, objectively, no opinion from me, but what do you eat? What, as somebody who I don't really know a lot of vegans,
right?
So I don't really know a lot about vegans. I know what I see on the news and what I hear in everyday talk, but as a vegan, tell me, what's like your daily routine, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks? What do you eat?
Well, I mean, we have granola, which is packed with all types of good stuff. We have almond milk now, so, you can have that for breakfast. It depends because, let's see, as an ADD person, I don't have a regiment where I'm going to eat the same exact thing day in, day out, right? So one morning I might have 2 bananas and 2 apples. I might have 2 apples with almond butter, Now, my significant other feels that I can't just eat an apple. But because I'm not consuming animals, I have to get my protein. So I'm actually using the almond butter as a protein substitute. So instead of killing a poor animal or contributing to that type of thing, I'm using almonds, which don't have any feelings whatsoever, which we just talked about, right? And don't have any consciousness, right?
Well, how do you know, bro? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
It's been proven through science. I don't have the exact... I mean, I'm not here with a computer to do that thing. I mean, as we know, we're skateboarders. You know what I'm saying? And this is exactly why I've said before, Miles was tongue-in-cheek, because it can't go anywhere good unless you're an actual vegan itself, and then you can have those types of debates where you can get more with it. But, quinoa, brown rice, beans like crazy. I'll eat beans till the cows come home, and people look at me like nuts when I go to El Pollo Loco.
It's the musical fruit.
Do not give me chicken. Please don't give me the chicken. Put double the fucking beans in that thing. And they're like, oh, but
You just tell them vegetarian.
No, they don't really have at El Pollo Loco. They don't really have that.
So you tell them I need it. I'm a vegetarian. That's all you tell them because people understand the word vegetarian means no meat versus vegan. They're like, what? What do you?
Yeah, right.
You know, so or if you just say I don't want any meat in there, then they're like, why don't you want any meat in there? I'm a vegetarian. Then they're like, oh, okay.
I've tried to start to do that. I thought we were more progressive in Cali. You know, but not really so much in Sacramento. Like if you go to like Santa Cruz and SF and stuff like that, then they're like, damn, you know, even like some of these mod pizzas places, they're like, oh wait, don't put cheese on this pizza. We have vegan cheese for this.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah. So it's becoming more mainstream, which is nice because you know it should be. It's easier to raise plants than it would be to do the animals. But to get back on topic. The breakfast usually I'll have nuts. Like you can ask some of my homies, I'll carry like pistachios and all this stuff now, and cashews and almonds. I'm smashing the shit out of those like no tomorrow, and that's a protein source, and it's good because you can digest the shit out of it. So while you're bogged down with this big fucking burger, I'm ready to rock and roll. People will ask me, you can go on that one of the last clips I got, like how can you be this number? Okay, I'm going to use numbers. I'm not going to use age. I'm just going to use the word numbers for those that don't know. And how the fuck are you doing this? How are you doing that?
All right, so we're taking a look at an Instagram clip. Was that a front board from flat on the back of a
this
bench.
Thing too has these fucking circles that I noticed at the time. I didn't really realize it, but after I did it, like, you could get fucking wrecked by hitting your wheels in that.
Yeah, so hold on, let's watch it again real
quick. I'm gapping over some shitty fucking dirt or whatever it was. I mean, they didn't make that so I could skate it, but I wanted to skate it.
Yeah, that's pretty hefty. It's the top of a bench, like the backside of a bench, and you're front boarding the top of it. That's pretty intense.
But I wanted to do that for me. I didn't do that because it's a trend of right now.
So you were talking about numbers. Like, so how old are you? 36?
On the 10th, I will be 36.
36. Okay, so that's pretty old as a skateboarder.
Of course.
Especially if you started young. I mean, that's...
Well, fortunately, I didn't then.
Well, when did you start skating? I was
15 years old when I started skating.
You started at 15? Yeah, that is a little late.
Right. Most people don't. But, I mean, I heard Chris Roberts is actually in that same kind of category. Started
late?
Yeah. And a bunch of other guys when I was in the Castle realm were very similar.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not actually too bad. But, I mean, nowadays I'd be like, dude, you're a dinosaur.
Yeah, but still at, 36, you're fairly old in the game. There aren't, there's only a
veteran. Well, the right word is to use
veteran. There's only a handful of veterans that are still pushing the envelope.
Of course.
And that's kind of a bummer, but that's life, right?
Well, like you've told me when I said, come out and skate with me. Like, I don't have any motivation. Right, Cameron? You were there when he said that. I don't really have any motivation. That's what it comes down to.
Okay, so for me, skateboarding, I love skateboarding, but skateboarding was a lot about the session and the community.
Right.
And I don't really have a community around me that skates anymore because of the field that I've gone into.
Right.
I'm surrounded with a lot of more film people than I am skateboarders. Right. I'm trying to change that this year.
Amen.
I'm trying to go back into that realm.
Amen.
But I don't have a crew that just,
Right.
Plus, I think skateboarding's changed a little bit, and it's hard for me because...
Right, we're old school.
Yeah.
Just bring it out. Use that word, old school.
Yeah, we are old school.
You might not want to say it, but it's all good for the kids out there. They were crucifying me at one point when I used to do those 50-50 lip things till the cows came home. And then now they're legit based on a couple of these kids,
Now they love it.
They love it. And I've done, I don't know how fucking many different combo tricks out of that shit now. And the guy I met the other day, Cody, actually helped me say that I opened the door when I did those, meaning like anything's now possible. If I want to do like a 50, lip, switch, crook, that's possible. And who knows, you might see it soon. 2018, baby.
So so besides being a vegan, how do you stay healthy
Just like Brandon Beeble, I fucking crushed the shit out of the gym. Just for those that don't know, if you don't know, I crushed the shit out of the gym. You might have even seen it on the gram. I'll go out there and I'll box jump, and you'll see it just like Beeble, 60 inches. And I've had it on my little story where they disappear, and some cats have compliment me like, dude, that's fucking gnarly, bro. 60 fucking inches from flat ground with no ramp, no run up. Pretty good for the number.
It's pretty hefty.
For the number being natural. That's the big word too. You know
what
do
you mean the number being natural? What does that mean?
You know, there's some cats in the game that aren't so natural. And I ain't talking about Bob Marley. I'm just talking about there's always other things you can do in the game.
What do you mean natural? I don't understand what you're talking about.
It's like being a bodybuilder.
Are you talking about like steroids and shit? You think skateboarders are taking steroids?
Oh,
what skateboarders are taking steroids?
Definitely, you can take them if you'd like.
I knew it. I knew Nigel was on steroids.
I'm giving you a fist bump. I don't give a fuck.
I knew Nigel was on steroids. He's too good. But you think seriously, you think some skaters are on steroids?
You can easily get them. Easily. If you go to the gym, you can easily get them.
How many skaters? I don't know one. You're literally the only skater I know that goes to the gym.
Oh. Well, see, I grew up as an athlete.
Cameron, do you know any skaters that like are regulars at the gym?
Not off the top of my head that I can think of.
And we know a lot of skaters.
What can I say? I like to make sure that I'm ready to roll.
I mean, that's cool. I'm not dogging it at all.
Yeah,
If you're out there and you go to the gym, like, more power to you. I don't have that kind of strength, but.
Oh, I like that though. It's fun. Like it's good to see. Like,
I'm just
what
no.
you're
Let's
able
go back to the you. I want to know. Do you really think that some skaters are on steroids?
If not, they're definitely doing some stuff like Lance Mountain talked about, like blood doping. There's all types of tricks. If you want, you can do them. And I know for a fact that some of these cats in the game definitely must be doing some of that stuff.
You don't think that they're just
Nah, man. Nah.
Raw, talented bodies?
No. You could be that, but when you take them, just like Arnold, man, you can be rocking, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, but how many skaters do you see that are hubbed out? I mean, I don't.
You can fill in any blank you want. I got to be very politically correct here, man. I'm no spring chicken. I'm still in the skate game, so I have to be extremely politically correct.
Why?
Because that's the way it rolls,
Hey, man, this show's a safe space.
This ain't no safe space, man.
Safe
Nothing
space,
is
bro.
ever safe space.
Safe space.
Who's that one dude? Wrecking Ball? Who's that one dude? Wrecking Ball?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Wrecking Ball. He's a very built dude, and he goes to the gym, and he's from the East Coast, and that dude has some amazing talent, too. And he's definitely rocked. He goes to the gym, and he's got all of the gram posted that he's in the gym.
And is this a skater?
Yeah, he's a skater.
I don't know him.
He's pretty damn good. I mean, the dude will do a nose grind, fucking nollie kickflip out on some DUI junk fucking ledge. I mean, that's pretty impressive to be a bodybuilder doing that. So, salute you, Wrecking Ball.
Maybe he's on. I mean, maybe he might be doing steroids, but maybe that's because he's a bodybuilder. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know him, so I don't know if he's doing steroids.
We don't know him.
Let me just say that.
We don't know. And we're not going to know.
Okay, so what advice would you have for like an up and coming skater who's kind of feeling his age, and he's like, "Fuck, I need to do something to make sure that I don't go out hard in my old age." What advice would you have? Like specific advice would you have for guys?
Stretch. Make sure you stretch. Like Carl Watson had it the best doing the yoga. Those are the types of things that you want to definitely do. Stretch before and after, maybe even during. And I had to learn that the hard way. I tore the shit out of my calf muscle, and it took, I think, 7 weeks and doing calf raises day in, day out. And I actually bought a fucking calf press to press at my house. But those are the things I would say for the kids up there. Work out. Do your push-ups. I say this all the time, and the people laugh at me. Do your calf raises. That's one of the easiest things. All you got to do is find a fucking piece of shit here, stand on it, step, and just push your body weight up. And that'll help you.
Well, you don't even really need a step. You could just do it from flat.
But that doesn't give you the full proper stretch.
But if you don't have a step available, I'm just saying that calf raises, that's something that is
kids,
easy
of
enough.
Course, do that. Of course, do that thing, please. Please do that thing then.
All right, so what about dinners for veganism? I just had that written down because I was wondering, what do you eat for dinner?
Well, because my other half is Filipino, okay? Tanya is Filipino. and we like a lot of Asian food. Okay, so we do a lot of stir fry, and I do a lot of soy. Now, there's mixed emotions about soy for male that might give you breast. Who gives a shit? I work out. I don't care if I have breast. I like soy. I like my tofu, so I'll eat that. There are other sources of protein if you'd like, the quinoa again, and I'll make those things. And you got to be very creative. But as skateboarders, we are creative human beings. So for me, it's not a big deal. Like if I have to chop up red peppers that I picked up at Denial's Farmer Market, I will do that thing and have those color arraignments in my food. And those are stimulants because I actually, once upon a time, I worked at Red Lion as a fucking like bootleg prep cook or whatever the hell it was. It sucked, but I did it. Okay, and I studied that shit at ARC. I took several culinary classes, and culinary food is about visual stimulation. So that's what it's about. So there you go. Sorry, salute you again, folks. That's the way it rolls. And you have those stimulants, and when you see that, you're like, damn, that looks good. And your minds get tricked in, oh, that is good. And just like steak, I can season my tacos with the same seasoning as my tofu or my fake tofu meat or whatever the fuck it is, or my chorizo. And I honestly don't miss it because at the end of the day, when I fart, it really doesn't smell. People don't trip out like it used to. Like when I used to fart out fucking steak, like red meat, dude, it was like a cow bomb. It was like a cow bomb. And so now they don't even freak out. I'm like, dude, like you're not gonna fucking freak out over this. Calm down, like, relax. But
how often do you go to the gym?
every day now.
Every day?
Every day, and I have one in my backyard. And you might even find it on here. You'll see it in my backyard. And if you don't see it on my gram, you'll see it in my storyline. And what I'm posting is today is the fucking workout day. That means I didn't get to go to the gym.
Every day?
Every fucking day, bro.
Jeez.
Every day. If I'm not benching fucking 250 or 350, I'll fucking squat something. If I'm not squatting something, I got a pull-up bar in the middle of my door, and I'll do fucking 50 to fucking 60 pull-ups. You know, I won't do them one-armed anymore just because I don't really feel the need to, and I'm not in like jail, so there's no need for me to do one-arm pull-ups. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trained to be in the Army, so I'll just do like 60 of those, and that's plenty because I'm 200 pounds. To pull up 200 pounds is quite a bit. If I want to get jiggy with it, I'll fucking put weight in between my thighs and fucking pull that fucker up too. And I have. When my son wasn't 150 pounds, I used to have him hang on me. I'll pull up with him too. And do push-ups. You know, my wife's only like 110. I'll ever sit on my back and I'll do some push-ups.
It's crazy.
It's raw, dude.
You're intense with it then, huh?
I love it. I've always loved it. I bought a membership to 24-Hour Fitness. I paid $800 for 3 years. 3 is the magic number, right? 3 years. And to the day I die, it's $50. So you know I pay that $50 every year. I can work out at every gym in the whole fucking world. And I do. When I went to Hawaii, I worked out at the fucking Hawaii gym right there on Waikiki, and I worked out in that motherfucker, watched all the tourists walk by, and that's the gym membership I got. And when I go to Italy, I'll go fucking work out in that gym too.
You worked out on vacation.
Absolutely, bro.
That's insane. I don't even
it's
know.
Commitment.
I don't even know you.
I love you though, dog.
Okay, so let's look at some of the. I wanted to talk about this DUI or DIY.
That thing's very tall too. just for the record, that thing is not like what people think. If you could wally in it, power to you, rock out with your cock out. But I'm not wallying into it, and it's very high. It's similar to. It's probably about a little bit under this desk you have.
All right, so let's talk about what we're looking at here. Just so it's like some banks with like a
weird
ledge.
Thing that we fucking brick masoned, and shout out to Onion, big shout out to Onion to bring me to this party. He brought me to this thing, and shout out to him. He's going. Onion is one of the hardest working guys in the skate game. He's making spots so that you can skate him here in Sac without having to go to the bay. So shout out Onion, and I appreciate him taking me with him all the time now. You know, I know he can be like, dude, I'm a fucking Onion, I'm pro, and you know what I mean?
Talk about Jeremy Lunyon, just for people who don't know.
Yes.
He's the Red Onion.
That's correct. And he's the humblest dude you'll ever meet, and he's the coolest fucking dude you'll meet.
He's cool.
He lives on this place called Earth, just so we get that right for the record. He's not on Mars. There's some of the cats in the game are in Mars. This guy's, he's where it needs to be. We need more guys like that in the game.
That is a fantastic compliment.
Shout out to my dude.
That's what's up.
That's my homie right there.
So besides, obviously, Onion, you like skating with him. Who else do you skate with?
TJ Peters. And for the guys that don't know, he's on Obsolete, which is the company I also ride for and paint for. And he's a very talented technical skater. You won't catch him like doing like a 95 stair handrail, but you'll catch him do a kick flip, manual, nose manual, tray flip out. That's what you'll catch him do. And he'll do that like second try. And he'll go to this ditch spot. For the kids that think this ditch spot is real easy, I thought so too. I went there, it's fucking gnarly. When you whack this fucking thing, it kills you. And he's fucking nollie frontside flipping, tray flipping, did all these fucking crazy tricks on this thing. So shout out to fucking TJ Peters for fucking killing it too. But with Onion again, fucking nose blunting the top of that thing. There's some crazy shit I watched him do, and that's why they made him pro. He belongs in skateboarding for sure. I've been telling that since day one.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so those are anybody else? Anybody else you like skating with, or is that like that's your crew?
I don't know if that's really a crew because it's just two dudes, but
That's it. That's crew. That's three of you guys.
Those are like probably the most motivated guys I know right now in SAC that don't make excuses. Those two guys, I'm gonna really make sure, and though that might not be PC, I'm gonna make sure we know those are two guys that don't make excuses.
They're hungry. They're hungry.
If that's the word we need to use.
Hungry.
They don't make excuses. They're down. If Jeremy's gonna fucking dig out, go here. If Jeremy's gonna dig out this fucking spot, meaning he's gonna shovel that fucking dirt in this place, okay, there he is right there. There's TJ. Those are my two dudes.
So we're looking at like a series of ledges here, and you guys like dug out the planter ledges around them to make them skatable.
Dug out those fucking planters. Jeremy was down to do that. Like, and he wasn't
right.
like, dude, I'm pro. I'm not gonna do that. Now I'm pro. I don't have to do that. Dude, he did it.
Well, dude, I'm pro. I have the time to do that now.
Well,
I mean, before it's
but he's
like
willing to do it.
I don't want to do that before because I gotta work in the morning. Here it's like
He still works.
Oh, does
Just so we clear out the record, he still works, and he still works for me too at times.
Good for him.
So more
Works for
respect
you.
for him.
Okay, so let's talk about your business then. Works for you you have a handyman business, like construction, general construction.
Correct, general construction. But as politically correct term in California, we have to use the word handyman.
Handyman. So what is that?
But I could build you this whole garage if I needed to from scratch. Just so we clear that out for the record too. I usually don't toot the horn, but you know what?
Let's toot the horn.
We're gonna toot it. I've done so many things, it's unbelievable. They're even on here all the time. I've torn out your bathroom. I've built the bathroom from scratch. I mean, if you need me to fucking frame this out, make this a formal fucking room, take out all this shit and like frame it out, dude, that would be done. Heartbeat. Make this into an actual, not garage, a room. We would do that, and I could get it done.
What we need to do is build we need a room inside a room. That would be awesome.
Oh, of course. Of
Yeah.
course, I feel that.
You need a safe room inside a safe room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Because then it'll be a really safe space.
Absolutely.
All right, so going back to your artwork, I wanted to talk about one that you did for Mike Droder.
Yes, sir.
Which one is that?
That's a lion, and I'm not sure if I actually have that officially posted. That might not officially be posted.
No, I saw it.
It was probably on my storyline if you saw it.
I saw. Well, let's talk about that. What did you do? Is it this drawing right here?
No, that's my pencil. So I grew up with pencil. I didn't, like I said earlier, I just recently went into painting based on somebody said, dude, if you could do pencil, you could do paint. And at the beginning, I was like, ugh, I didn't like it. But I got into it. I got into it more doing it on boards. I don't really dig it too much on canvas, but I that's where I started, on canvas. And then somebody said, dude, do it on a board. And I'm pretty sure that was TJ that told me, do it on a board, bro.
Well, and you did one for Mike. Was it like explain how that worked? Because I don't know exactly what happened.
So Michael was in the hospital again for the millionth time, okay? And my gift for Michael for Christmas was one of these decks, and I skate the decks, guys. I'm not gonna like go out and just use like a brand new deck. I skate the deck, I sand the shit out of it, I prime it, and then I make my design on it. My design. It's not somebody else's design. It's not paint somebody's dog. It's whatever I feel like I'm gonna paint for the day, right? And he told me he liked lions. I asked him because I like to do creatures. As you see, I don't eat them, so I have that much respect for God's creatures, right? So I paint them, and I asked him, "What do you like, Michael?" And he said, "Lion." So when he was in the hospital in the ICU, that's what I did. I brought him that beautiful lion that's like a turquoise kind of blue, and it could have been stingy. Of course, I could have been stingy. My wife was like. I said, "That's my dude. I'm gonna give him this board because that's my dude. I want him to make sure that he's still pushing and pumping super hard because that's my dude. Like we weren't just like skate acquaintances. I want that to be known for the record. Like that was my homie. You know what I mean? When I found that out, I was devastated. I mean, that killed me to find out. Like, wait a minute, might die. What the fuck are you talking about?"
And for those of people who don't know, he got into a pretty gnarly accident in the ocean, right?
He was like surfing. I don't know why he was surfing. He was starting to surf for the first fucking time ever on a place called Brokeback Neck or Broke Beach Neck or whatever the fuck it's called. Me, if I knew about that, that's not where I'm going to learn surfing. Right. That's just me. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, dude. It's just not me. But he did. And it was the first time out of well, I don't even know if that's really out of the States, but it really wasn't like still in Sacramento. Like, I know he went to Mexico, but he actually went on a trip finally. I've been telling him, please go fucking get out of Sacramento, dog. Because it was hard. Like, I had to go hang out with him, and it was like, and he finally got out, and that's, I mean, it's devastating, it's just to say the least. So.
Well, then what happened?
Then he came back, and man, it was, I went and visited him in San Jose a few times. I mean, he was in San Jose where they have the most medical attention for breaking your neck. Okay, so he sustained an injury higher than Chris Reed. And for the cats out there that don't know who the fuck Chris Reed is, that's the first Superman in like the 80s, 90s. Okay, and he was pent up in a fucking chair for the longest period of time.
Christopher Reeve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same dude, right?
Yeah.
So that cat, Mike, had an injury higher than that one. Okay, so he had a C2, Chris. Okay, Mike's at a C1. Now, Michael's moving his arms. So, as I've told Michael, he's the guy that's going to break the grounds for everybody with those injuries. He will be that guy, and you'll see him, whether it's tomorrow or in 5 years from now. I predict that if something doesn't happen, he's going to be the guy, and he'll make history for people with injuries like that.
I mean, he's already made some I follow him on Facebook.
Right.
And he just, like, sat up on his own.
Yeah.
For the first time, for just, like, a couple seconds.
History.
But he, like... It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, making history.
Yeah, I saw him mobbing around in his wheelchair in his driveway on his own, just like mobbing down the curb. It was awesome. It was so awesome to see. Like, wow, that is amazing.
The hardest working cat in the game too. I mean, he worked really hard, man. I mean, he was a manager at Jiffy Lube, worked like 60-hour days. I mean, weeks, whatever. And then we'll come out and skate. And I mean, I always had a lot of respect for that because as a business owner, I work my ass off too. I work 10, 12 fucking hour day labors. And, I'd go out and skate the following day. Like that rare part, I might have like fucking 12-hour day. I'd go out and skate all fucking day. I'd go out the next day, 10-hour day. I fucking take a break, skate the next day maybe, and then work like 4 more days in a row, like 10-hour days. And still raise up my son. That was something I needed to make sure that's known because as skateboarders, we don't talk about that. It's like hush hush, who gives a shit? But it is what it is. So at my age to come back at like 30 out of retirement to go out and make a part, I thought was fun. And I still to this day regret me and you not making a part fully. And that fucking haunts me almost every day. Because when you told me, like, dude, I got a full part for you. And I was trying to get it together over here in Sacramento because I was always set up in AZ.
I offered.
I know. And I that's why now, you know what I'm saying? And I think when my wife saw that, that video when I took her to the premiere, that's why she went out and bought me the fucking DVX. I got a Panasonic DVX with a depth lens right now. And you've seen it.
What are you doing with it?
Fucking dude, some of the shit here, I'm stacking other clips. I got lines this time.
So you got something new coming out then?
I got something new coming out, and it's called The Last Damn Call.
That's right. We talked about that. Last call for all the kids out there. Last call. Stay tuned for it. So that's going to be a full part for you? Just
you?
You?
A full fucking part.
Just you?
I don't know yet. I have no idea where that's going. I'm trying to put that out so it's known.
When can we see it?
I'm shooting for April.
April?
I'm shooting for April because I'm stacking the fuck out of the clips as I can.
All right, so
and they're street clips. So like when you see me here and I'm doing switch fucking frontside board pop out, you'll see some shit over there.
Like that's a warm up trick?
No, that was like a bonus day, man. That was a rookie debut. I've never done that in my entire life. I've never at 30 fucking 5, I finally figured out how to do that.
Switch front board pop out.
That was the first one I've ever done.
It's a gnarly trick.
And it's on a street place. It's not on a skate park.
So now you need to get that in a line.
Then we'll get in a line on Thursday.
Thursday?
We'll get on a line on Thursday.
I'm down for that. All right, so I think we've pretty much covered just about everything. Right, Cameron?
I don't know.
I think we covered everything.
You're the interviewer.
You got anything else you want to talk about? You got any other tricks or anything you want to talk about within your part? If not,
well, we can go there. Why don't you go there then? That's fun. Here's my buddy Alec. Shout out to Alec. All
right, so in the beginning of this video is the actual intro to the full length.
Correct.
And it's just introducing everybody here.
And I guess I got the first part. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means in skateboarding. I've been so out of it for such a long period of time. So apparently that's supposed to be something decent.
So first part is pretty important. As an editor, so I've had 2 full lengths that I've done.
Right.
And the first part is pretty important because it's like either your new team rider or your, I don't want to say like second place team rider, but your guy who, like, you have your top dog who's going to be the ender part, who is just on another level, and then you have the guy who's like right underneath him.
Right on.
That if you didn't have your top dog, he would be your top dog.
Sick.
So that guy's usually
tight.
Like
and
the
hey,
first,
out of retirement to get
part.
that's amazing. So shout out Casey and big props to you, Chris.
Yeah, and then usually like the guy before the ender part is like either the oldest guy on the team or not like
oh shit. Not I'm gonna have to rewatch the whole video when I get home now, dog.
Not like that. Not like as insulting, as like a tribute, as like you're like the second to the ender. So it's like a like a tribute, not like oh, that's where I'm gonna put him because he's the oldest dude on the crew.
And here I'm the oldest out of this whole fucking crew.
I'm just saying that's usually like it might be their last part, so you're gonna put him right before the right before the ender.
Got it.
Something like that.
Okay, well I'm definitely watching that shit when I go home.
Not trying to be insulting.
No, but I'm definitely gonna watch that because I didn't know how it worked. I really didn't care how it worked. I was just excited to be a part of it. So thank you, Casey, for motivating me to be a part of this.
Yeah, so you were like his second lieutenant.
Yeah, hey, that'll work.
I'll
take that.
I don't know if that's how he edits, but that's how I kind of look at it.
So it's a compliment. I'll take it.
And if you look at some of how some of the more famous skate videos are like formatted, usually like the first guy is either, like I said, like the new guy or like the new like the almost top dog. That's just like a banger part. You put that right in the beginning just to
kind of. So I must have did something okay as a later dog, because I know for a fact that it molded all these cats in my crew.
Well, it definitely adds an element when you find out a skater is a certain age, especially like if he's over 30 and he's putting out a part. You look at it a little differently.
Yeah,
just because.
Let's hope so.
Like as a younger, like when I was in my 20s, I would, if a guy was over 30 and he put out he was still skating, even if he was just at the skate park and he looked anywhere over 30, I just looked at him with a little bit more respect. Like, hey, dude, right on. Like, that's cool.
Sick.
That's really cool that you're still out there. I hope I'm still, when I'm your age, I hope I'm still pumping, I hope I'm still pushing around the park.
Right.
When I'm your age. And that's when I was like, 21, 22.
Right.
And I was feeling like a little old,
Marshall.
quote unquote old.
Yeah.
But not anyway. I was still a baby at the time, So now
I know if you said that to anybody, they'd
now
be
in
like,
my
what the fuck?
like like in my 30s now, I'm like 21. I was feeling old. What the fuck?
Yes, amen.
And even now, I can't say that I'm feeling old because I'm only in my early 30s. It's like I'm still a baby as well. You know, I've got so much more of my life ahead of me.
Exactly.
So much more skateboarding.
Only 1/3 done if you're lucky.
If I'm
only
lucky.
1/3 done. 1/3, baby. Not half. Only 1/3.
All right, man. So I think we're going to wrap this up. So I like...
Good. I got to piss for people out there.
Cool. All right, man. So like I said, if you guys want to watch the video that we talked about, it's called Rare Intro and Joe English on YouTube.
And we'll have a new one, too.
It's pretty fun, and look forward to a new one. Make sure you follow him on Instagram and all that stuff. If you want to find the show, we are at About That Ender on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Make sure to subscribe and follow us. I'm your host, Keith Halterman. This is Joe English.
Toot, toot.
Our audio wizard, Cameron Baptiste.
Thanks for checking us out.
Yeah. All right. And we're out.